Things are not looking good. In this video, we're going to talk about the coming potential Bitcoin crash and how you should react. I have a lot of people asking me right now, should I cut my losses and sell and buy back in lower? Should I just stomach the volatility and feel this deep seasickness for a month, etc.? So I'm making this video to kind of address that. And as always, none of this is financial advice. These are just my personal opinions. First, let's talk about why things are not looking good. And before you panic, do not worry. I know you're seeing all these lines and colors and all this craziness, but as always, I will explain everything to you and make it really, really nice and easy. I also want to say that I really don't want you to freak out, even though I say some scary sounding stuff in this video. Everything I'm talking about is short-term price action. Long-term, everything is still looking very, very strong. Very, very solid. The bull market is still in full swing, so I don't want you to freak out. Okay, let's jump in. Last video, I talked about how I was feeling a lot better because the last couple of days we had this series of green candles, and we actually confirmed a higher high. As you can see, this price swing up here was higher than this one, and this confirms an uptrend. So I started feeling a lot better. And then we suddenly got this really sharp, abrupt, sudden plummet in price, which signals selling pressure. We went straight back down to the support zone. Guys, do not forget to subscribe. Now, let me backtrack for a second. This confirmation of a higher high and uptrend is a really, really good sign. It means the price of Bitcoin wants to go up. However, this sudden, abrupt drop clearly shows that there is more selling pressure right now at these levels than there is buying pressure. That's just the unfortunate truth. In fact, look at how quickly we lost all of these, 6 or 7, whatever, green candles of gain. Just 2 candles, we lost it. And you're going to see a repeating pattern here. We lost all of these, like these 5 green candles. We lost this in 2 candles as well. We lost tremendous amounts of, price from just this one doji candle, actually. Look at this. This huge wave we lost in just about 2 candles. So we have lots of selling pressure. We basically have all of our upward momentum canceled, killed in just a day or two. Just gets wiped out really, really quick. And that's just not good. And something unfortunate has also happened. I need to make you aware of a tremendously useful tool in our Discord. We have an AI trading assistant with many, many amazing upgrades coming out shortly. And I'm showing one of them off right now, the /info command, where you can look up any coin and you can pull up a description about the coin. So you actually know what you're buying, so you can check what other coins do that other influencers are shilling you. You get details about the coin, so you can make more informed decisions. And we have a built-in tokenomics rating system. So Bitcoin gets a score of 94 out of 100 and gets a rating of excellent. And it says an evaluation. Bitcoin has extremely healthy tokenomics, virtually no selling pressure affecting this coin. And again, this works with any coin available on CoinGecko, so this can help you tremendously. Definitely check it out. Link in the description. We also confirmed, unfortunately, a head and shoulders pattern. Now, what is that? A head and shoulders pattern is when we have this wave that jumps up like this, a second wave, higher high, but then we come down and set another wave where it goes up and down, but it's lower. And we always come down to test the exact baseline. So you can see that we have a very clear higher high here, higher high here, lower high, and every time we came down to test this support zone. This is a very, very clean head and shoulders. Maybe not perfectly clean because we have this little thing here, but this is a very, very bearish sign. This means that the price wants to come down strongly. So what price are we going to hit if we actually retrace? Well, I plotted it for you. This is the range from this entire channel. And unfortunately, this comes down to about $75,500 for one Bitcoin. From current price, and I know this sounds scary, but just bear with me. Bear with me, that's funny. From current price, that is about 20% drop. Is that realistic? It's crypto. Of course it is, yes. From all-time high, I'll include the wick, that is about a 30% drop. Is that realistic? Absolutely. I'm not going to go into the previous cycles or anything, but in essentially all previous cycles, we have had 30% plus drops. Absolutely, this is realistic. But don't freak out yet. Don't immediately go open up your Coinbase app and it starts selling everything. Wait. Bear with me. We have to get to the end of this video. I want to give some more support for why I think that we are going to get this bit of a retracement and what our actual targets can be. If we do get a breakdown, our major targets are going to be 87,000, which is the 100-day moving average. And below that is about 78,000, which is the 200-day moving average. Is this possible? Absolutely. And you'll notice that this 78,000 does kind of correlate. It does confluence with the prior indicator that told us that the head and shoulders pattern could come down and test at about 75,000. Let's keep going. We want to look at multiple points of data. If we take a look, at our fib lines, and again, this is just another indicator that tells us where we could stop and bounce from. We have our first major support at about 86,000, 85, 86,000. The next one at 80,000. And the one after that at about 74,000. So these are the major price ranges that we could potentially come down and hit. You'll notice that, 74,000, that is very, very close with the 75,000 target of the previous two indicators. And maybe we'll not even get all the way there. Maybe we'll hit 80,000 and that's where we'll close, and maybe wick under 80,000 where we kind of get to this $75,000 level. Don't freak out yet. Let's keep going. What is a CME gap? A CME gap is a discrepancy between the spot price of Bitcoin and the futures price of Bitcoin. Because here's the deal. The crypto market never closes. It's open 24/7 and on the weekends. However, futures contracts, they are not open on the weekends. So what happened here was that it closed at about 77,000 on Friday, and the futures contract. But over the weekend, spot crypto continued going up, and it opened at 81,000, creating a gap here, as you can see, at about 77,000 to 80,000. And the thing you have to know about CME gaps is they act as a magnet. Price wants to come down and fill these. As you can see, we actually had a little one here. We created one up here. And within 2 days, we immediately had a candle come back down and fill this. So we had sellers come fill this. What might happen is we get this downside and we have red candles here that actually fill this gap. These gaps get filled like 99% of the time. Crazy, crazy accuracy. Maybe not 99, that's a bit too much, but 90%. And this also happens to perfectly correlate with our previous targets, 75 to 80,000. So right now we are painting a picture that we have a lot of confluence at these areas, and the price of Bitcoin may actually come down to, and I believe at worst, about 75,000. I think the price of Bitcoin will come down and fill this CME gap. And after this CME gap is filled, I expect some sort of price action like this, where we totally continue to the upside very, very strongly. I want to now give some counter arguments about why I could be totally wrong about all of this. Maybe Bitcoin will drop to, who knows, 85K and then just reverse and start going crazy again. And the first reason I could be totally, completely wrong is, again, back to our EMAs. If Bitcoin's price comes down to about 77,000, that would line up perfectly with the 200-day EMA. But here's the thing. In a bull market, it is quite, especially near the parabolic phase, it is quite uncommon for Bitcoin to come down and test these levels. Usually, Bitcoin will maybe dip under the 50-day EMA, this green line here, and then bounce. And then occasionally it'll maybe even wick under this yellow line, and then it'll bounce from there. So coming down to touch the 200-day EMA, it's not really common. So that is one reason I could be totally wrong and everyone else could be totally wrong about this. Another reason we may not drop all the way to 75K roughly is that, and I mentioned this earlier, our fib levels. We have 3 levels until we reach about 74K. These are strong support levels. Bitcoin's price likes to bounce from these levels. This target here at 86, this target here at 80, and then 74. So how likely is it that we really just crash through, these top 2 levels and start heading towards this third? Especially in a bull market, it's not as common. Of course, it could happen, but it's not as common. Now, the next reason that I could be totally wrong about everything is if we take a look at our MACD. This kind of evaluates the strength or the heat of a market. Are we overheated? Do we have to cool off? Or are we are we ready for another move up? And you can see that we were overheated at this point, end of November. But since then, these lines have come down. This blue and orange line here. When it's way up here, that's the sign that we have to come down and cool off or chop for a while. But when it's down here already, when we've returned back to baseline at this level here, that's a sign that we've already cooled off. Now, is it possible we actually break this 0 line and keep going down and come down like this to these levels? Absolutely it is. In fact, if we come down, that's most likely what will happen. But to come down after it's already at the 0 line so strongly that we really come down to these levels, how likely is that? I don't know. It doesn't seem that common. Another counter argument is that Trump's inauguration is in 12 days. You guys remember the Trump pump after he won the election in November? Maybe we'll get another one at his inauguration. We can't know for sure. He's very pro-crypto. He has very pro-crypto party and candidates. So that's why we can't be 100% certain that we have this absolute crypto massacre coming up within the next couple weeks. Basically, yes, we have a lot of indicators that are clearly signaling to us we need to calm down. But at the same time, we have some indicators that are saying, wait, no, slow down. Sure, we need to cool off, but not nearly as much as you're thinking. So it's not super clear, so anything could happen. It's crypto. Welcome to crypto. The reason for this video is to make you aware that we are getting a lot of signals, though, saying we have to come down. Now for what you should do knowing all of this. I believe that we do have a correction coming. I also believe my camera is malfunctioning. Please work with me, please. And I do believe that we are probably going to fill this CME gap. I think we are going to come down to 80K and wick under it, possibly close under it for a short while. Do I think you should sell things that you own and try to buy in lower? I mean, we all know that if Bitcoin drops 10%, altcoins will drop, roughly 20%. They usually do roughly 2x what Bitcoin does. If Bitcoin drops 30%, altcoins will drop 60%, and so on. So, what's the play? I am of the opinion that you should just be seasick for a little bit. You gotta have that bad feeling in your tummy. You gotta look at your portfolio and go, oh, what am I doing? Why am I buying crypto? What have I done? That's fine. I think you should just deal with that for a little bit. Now, if you're majorly in profit and you want to take some off the table, go for it. But I think for many of us, it makes the most sense to just write it out, right? 2025 is going to be great. Why are we trying to play these silly games? Just wait it out. You'll be fine. Don't look at your portfolio for a month or 3 weeks or however long this lasts, and you'll be okay. Okay? How does that sound? Number 1, make sure to join our Discord. Number 2, make sure to subscribe. Number 3, I do one-on-one calls on my website. So if you want to talk about your situation specifically, definitely sign up for that. I also have a deal with Gemini, number 4, a popular crypto exchange that if you create an account using my link in the description, you will get $10 deposited into your account for free if you trade $100 or more. So go ahead and do that. It takes a few minutes. You get $10 for free and I get paid. So I think you should do it. And yeah, thanks for watching.